everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the start of a new reading vlog. My name is Becca if you're new, and this is going to be part 2 of my Kindle Unlimited choosing my reading for the week, whatever. So basically a couple of reasons why I've decided to do this. One, because I've had quite a few books checked out from Kindle Unlimited for a while now. And, you know, it's now or never, you know. So here's hoping that I finally start to read them. I have 10 books checked out currently with Kindle Unlimited. If you don't know what Kindle Unlimited is, it's a subscription through Amazon where you pay $9.99 a month or whatever the yearly fee is, and you're able to check out books through Kindle Unlimited, as many of the books that they have that you want to read. So previously I knew it was 10 because I had that limit myself that you could have added at one time, but lately I've been like having like 15 to 20 checked out, so I don't know if they got rid of that limit. But anyway, so yeah, that's what the goal here is for this reading vlog. The second reason I'm doing this is kind of like, I'm not trying to reach 200 books this year, but I'm also not trying to reach 200 books this year. And I realized, I calculated that where I currently am, I'd have to read about 20 to 22 books for October, November, and December, depending on where I leave off this month, which isn't actually too bad, so it's actually quite doable for me. And so I figured if I like slide in some of these like challenges for like how many books I can read in a week or whatever, that it might help. So yeah, you saw me earlier select my first book because I wanted to read it during my last break during work, which I didn't get, but I started reading it during dinner. And I chose Promises and Pomegranates by Sav R. Miller out of my little cup. There are now 8 books left in here because I did decide to I don't even know why I ended up writing it on a post-it note, wasted a post-it note, whatever. Make It Sweet by Kristen Callahan. Kindle Unlimited also has books that you can like listen to for free as well. They have a few books where you can do that as well, and so I decided to download an audiobook because I'm currently working on some cross stitch and I like to listen to an audiobook while I do that. Guess what it's gonna be. You'll probably see it by the end of the week because it shouldn't take me that long. But guess, yeah, what is your guess for what that's gonna end up being at the end? The other books that I currently have checked out are Verity by Colleen Hoover, Zodiac Academy by Peckham, Sacrifice by Katee Robert, The Silent Waters by Brittany Cherry, Make It Sweet, Torn Apart by K. Webster, King by T.M. Frazier, Briarly by Aster Gray, and Flock by Kate Stewart. I would say the majority, probably all of these are recommendations that I got at one point or another, most likely from TikTok, I'll be honest, but also from other places. But anyway, so those are the 10 books that I'm currently I have checked out and what I'll be pulling from this week. I wanted to start reading Promises and Pomegranates, but then there's like an author note in the very beginning where she talks about how this is a standalone, the first book, but she did write a prequel for it, and then I can't remember what it's called. I think it's an S kind of title, but it's free on her website, which I will leave a link to that, as well as all of the book titles will be in the description box if you're interested in them. I will say that all of these books, I don't want to say are romance, because I don't know if they are technically romance, because I feel like TikTok really messes this up and it drives me crazy. And honestly, it bothers me a lot, especially because it gives people false expectations, but also gives false expectations of the genre. But anyway, so romance, 2 things a romance must have in order for it to be an actual romance. One, it has to end in a happily ever after where the 2 main characters end up together, and also the book has to be about the romance. Like, it can't be like a side story. Like, if it's a side story, it's not a romance, okay? So that's just something that I've been seeing a lot lately, especially with the whole dark romance genre, because the majority of those books are probably not romance. They're probably, like, you could just call them fiction. Some of them you could probably call erotic fiction. But just because there are sex scenes in a book does not make it a romance book. Just saying. Just saying. So yeah, the majority of these books are romance. Have been marketed as romance. But that does not mean they're actually romance. Of the ones that I know for sure are romance, I guess I would say 3, 4. I might say 4. Until I read them, I don't know about the other ones. But anyway, so I'm going to start Promises and Pomegranates, which is a Hades and Persephone's retelling, which the author states in the very beginning, which I'm glad she does this, that this is not an actual retelling. She just drew inspiration from the characters. It's not historical fiction. It's not fantasy. I think it's pretty much just the names that are the same, and kind of like the concept of, you know, the Persephone character being kidnapped to the underworld. Anyway, I think it's a mafia romance, because I know the prequel is a mafia romance, which I don't really care for mafia romance in general, just because, like, I don't really care for, like, gangster form of anything. And so, like, it is going to be very violent, which we'll see how I feel about it. I don't particularly love violence in general. Well, nobody loves violence unless you actually are a part of the mafia. But I don't really particularly care to read or watch or consume violence in any form. But it's out there, and you gotta have to get over it if you like to read Kindle Unlimited. I will also say that I feel like a lot of people who have heard about Kindle Unlimited would probably say that it's only romance. It's not only romance. You can read pretty much anything on Kindle Unlimited. They have literally everything. Like, there's a Colleen Hoover is romance, but she's not like she was indie published at one point. Never mind. Retracting that statement. There are other books on Kindle Unlimited. Like, they have, I think they have some Rick Riordan books. I'm just trying to name some. There are other things that are pretty popular that are on Kindle Unlimited. I would just say that the majority of readers who use Kindle Unlimited are reading it for romance, because KDP, which is Kindle Direct Publishing, if you're a self-published author, you can use KDP to directly publish onto Kindle, and most of those books go onto Kindle Unlimited. I'm not 100% about that, but that is my assumptions. Anyway, so yeah, welcome to the vlog and a very long intro about, yeah, this video where I'm going to be reading a lot of books from Kindle Unlimited. All of these books are on Kindle Unlimited, except for the prequel that I'm reading right now, but you can get it free on her website. But welcome to the vlog. It's Monday night, by the way. I don't know if I said that. Monday. I'm hoping to do Monday through Friday, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, so I'm super tired. I am probably just going to finish reading the prequel tonight and maybe starting Promises and Pomegranates. And try to get some of my cross stitch done maybe, so maybe I'll listen to some of Make It Sweet. And I'll tell you more about the books as I go along, because I didn't look into what all of them were about before I downloaded them. So yeah. I'm currently watching The 100, rewatching The 100. If you're a fan of The 100, let me know in the comments who your favorite character is. Mine is probably Octavia before, like, the last 2 seasons. And then after that, Murphy is my favorite character. Murphy has the best character development in this show. Hands down. Anyway, besides the point. But anyway, I love The 100. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. See you later. Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I tried and tried and tried finish Promises and Pomegranates, but I'm just gonna DNF it for now. It might be something I go back to at some point, but like, it's just kind of boring. The setup basically is the heroine is the daughter of the Don, the big boss, right? And then the hero is like an assassin, and he ends up like, he's making this some kind of plot where he like forced her into marriage because of reasons, and you don't know what it is, but like, it's really like nothing's happening, and it's just not fun or interesting to me right now, so I'm just gonna stop reading it for now. Maybe I'll come back to it one day. I don't know. I'm really disappointed because I thought this book was going to be a new favorite. Well, I was hoping it was going to be a new favorite because the cover is just beautiful, and I wanted to have a reason to buy the physical book because it's so pretty, but it's just not going to happen. So yeah, time to pick my next book. And the next book is Sacrifice by Katee Robert, which is a vampire romance. I'm excited to read it because I want something a little interesting. I feel so bad. Also, I did read the prequel, which, I mean, it was a choice to make it like a separate book. It didn't need to be. I mean, if I were writing it, I would have done like, make it a prologue, and then whatever didn't fit in the prologue, I would just show in flashbacks. Like, that just makes more sense to me, but whatever. She wrote it, her choice. So yeah, I'm gonna start reading Sacrifice by Katee Robert. Okay, so I finished Sacrifice by Katee Robert during my last break today, and whew, I actually really enjoyed this book. And I read it so fast, it was only 160 pages. And first, like, I don't know if I want to give star ratings anymore. I don't know how I feel about them at the moment. I feel like I keep disliking rating books more and more. But anyway, I really enjoyed it, so whatever that means to you. I will say that it's completely ridiculous. Like, the whole issue problem of the book, the way that it's solved is so dumb, but I didn't care. Like, it's so fun. I really like that. I feel like Katee Robert, and I've read a couple of her books now, she does a good job with having a strong heroine who does things that people don't typically like agree as being a strong character trait, but she has a good way of explaining those things and still having like a strong character, and I really appreciate that. I think Katee Robert is a good author. I feel like I need to reread Neon Gods because everyone loves it, and I'm just like, but how? Maybe I missed something. I'm gonna reread it, which I might do as a reading vlog, who knows. Anyway, but yeah, so I finished it. It is a vampire reverse harem romance. It's about this girl who's a dampire, however you want to say that. She's half vampire, half human, and her father basically sacrifices her to go to this manor to be a blood bank, basically, for a full blood vampire, and things happen. We learn things about why he's there, and things happen. Okay, I'm not going to say any more than that because it's 160 pages and it would be a spoiler. But there is a second book, and I think it's only 2 books, so I probably will read it. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was fun. I am ready to pick my next book. Let's see what we get. This one. Okay, I really want to read this one, so I'm excited. Zodiac Academy by Caroline Peckham. I think this one is pretty long, so this might be the last book that I read for this vlog. But who knows? I think tonight I'm almost to my favorite episode of the 100, and after that episode comes, I think I'm going to continue working on my cross stitch because I was trying to get there yesterday, and I didn't realize like how many episodes it took to get there. But anyway, I'm almost there, so once I'm finished with that episode, I will go ahead and listen to that audiobook a little bit, make it sweet, and do my cross stitch. So yeah, I'm going to have dinner and then read some while I watch the 100 and then cross stitch. So yeah, see you later. A few episodes of the 100 later, and a good chunk of my cross stitch done. I listened to the first 10% of Make It Sweet by Kristen Callahan. I already love it. It's about the girl whose name is Amma, who is the star of a show that's like Game of Thrones, and she just found out that her character is getting killed off, and so she's upset, and of course she walks into her boyfriend with another woman. So she is going to this she's going to this family friend's house as like a retreat type of thing, to retreat. And she meets there Lucian, who was a pro hockey player who had a lot of concussions, can't play hockey anymore, medical things. And he's the grandson of the owner of the house where Emma's going to stay. So, and I think he's a baker, and I think that's why it's called Make It Sweet, which is adorable. Anyway, love it already. So excited to keep reading. But yeah, now I'm gonna just read the Zodiac Academy and get ready for bed. But yeah, successful evening so far. Good morning. It is 11:30 and I'm on a break. I wanted to update about Zodiac Academy. It is super cheesy and cringy, but I'm gonna keep reading just because I've heard so many good things about it and I want to give it a chance. So basically it is about these two twin girls who find out that they have magical powers and go to a magic school. But it is, this is not a YA book. I guess you would call it new adult. So yeah, that's what's happening. It's super cringy. Ugh. But I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna read more and see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna go have a snack now. I thought I would talk through some book mail that I've gotten this week. There was supposed to be more, but FedEx, of course. You know. Well, anyway, yeah. First off, my Barnes & Noble order. I got For the Wolf by Hannah Witten, which is my book club book for this month. And I'm really excited to read it. If you don't know anything about this book, it's like a Red Riding Hood retelling. It's about a girl who is the second daughter, and so her purpose in life is to be a sacrifice for the wolf. And then she finds out that the wolf is actually a human man. So yeah, I'm actually really excited to read this book. And I have the receipt still in there because Barnes & Noble sent me a defective copy of A Dance with the Fabrants by Elise Kova, which the cover is so beautiful. It is like the #1 reason I bought this book. But you can see on the end there, kind of, that it's like blistered almost. Like, it just wasn't set right when they put the cover on it. So I'm kind of debating, like, do I care enough? Because it doesn't affect, like, the cover, just the spine. And I am just kind of lazy, and my thought is that, you know, regardless of this book being damaged, like, if I don't hold on to it, I doubt that another person will want to keep it, so they'll probably end up recycling it. I'm like, why waste that paper? So I think I'm gonna end up keeping it. I haven't decided yet though, but I have 30 days to figure that out. And then I got Under the Whispering Door. Almost also another defective copy because FedEx decided to drop a book package right on my soaking wet porch this morning. So yeah, luckily it was not damaged at all. But yeah, this is Under the Whispering Door by T.J. Klune, the same author of The House in the Cerulean Sea, which I loved last year, so I'm really excited to read this one. Another very beautiful, whimsical cover that I love so much. So yeah, these are the books that I received this week that I'll be excited to start reading next week. But yeah, so still reading Zodiac Academy, read some more. It's so cheesy, oh my god. But it's like fun. You can tell that the author had fun writing this book. So I'm not mad at it. Yet. I'm gonna keep reading and find out more. We'll see. Good morning. I, did my hair last night. purple. It's been the first time it's been purple since I was in college. Don't know how I quite feel about that. I had put it off for so long, even though I wanted to do purple again, because people, dumb, annoying people, like to ask me if I dyed it for a specific sports team. And the answer is no. Don't ask me that. This is the first time, though, that I feel like a color's not working for me. Maybe it's just because I'm not used to it. It's been a day. But, yeah, it's purple. If you're curious, I just used this Feria 521 Cool Amethyst. I just did it over the pink, if you were wondering. Anyway, and then I have a few updates. First, the reading journal that I ordered came. I'm assuming one of my neighbors had it and they stuffed it in my mailbox. But yeah, I'm not going to show you much more than that because I'm going to do a video for it. But this is my reading life, a book journal, and this was created, written, whatever, by Anne Bogle. She's from the blog Modern Mrs. Darcy that I've been following for years now, and I'll link her in the description box and the journal if you're interested in it. From what I've seen so far, I'm okay with it. And then my other update is that I finished Zodiac Academy last night. I stayed up real late and finished, so cheers. Again, I feel weird about rating. I don't know what I want to rate it. I'm not sure that I want to rate it. I mean, if I had to, it was probably like a 3. It's just fine. It's very cheesy. There's a lot of like errors in the book, like spelling and grammatical errors, which don't really bother me that much. It's whatever. No one's perfect. Because it's not like with the Tate James books where she was overusing and I, although she did it in this one. Still very annoying. So yeah, it was fine. The ending was just like, so these twin girls are like plucked out of their normal human life and thrust into the life of a magical world, and people aren't happy about it. And that's pretty much what this book was. People not being happy about it and doing things to them. I wouldn't call this, first of all, this is not a romance. This first book is not at all, like, whatsoever. But I'm setting up to be a romance. I'm hoping in the next book that there's some form of romance in there. So yeah, very light, spicy light. So if you're not into spicy, then this series might be good if you're interested in like a paranormal, magical, fantasy romance. But yeah, it was really upsetting. The ending was really upsetting, but I'm really hoping that the next book just, I'm really curious as to who the love interests are supposed to be, because obviously we've got 2 romances, you know, with the separate twins. So I'm just like, I don't know who it's gonna be, which is a little unsettling. Like the girls are like heavily bullied in the first book, and I'm hoping that the love interests aren't any of them, of the bullies. But then that doesn't really leave anyone. But yeah, so it's pretty interesting. I like the whole magic school kind of thing, and I like the kind of magic it is, because so every person, they're fae, and every person in this world has the power of one or more of the elements, so air, water, earth, fire, and then they also are an order, which is some kind of being, basically. So there's like vampires, werewolves, sirens, there's a dragon shifter, so like things like that. So they have multiple things, which I think is really cool. The Zodiac part is really cheesy. I don't really care for horoscopes. It's all psychology to me, so it's fine. But I'm really curious, like, what kind of research the author did with horoscopes, because there are a couple of horoscopes for the girls in the book, so I wonder if, like, she did any research on that, if she kind of just made it up. I don't know. I'm curious. but not curious enough to actually look it up, so yeah. But yeah, so today is Friday, but I am gonna pick a next book because gotta read something today. And the winner is... oh cool! Briarly by Aster Glenn Gray. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, I think. Pretty sure. World War II. Romance. And it's a male-male romance. So there's a lot going on. I think this book is also pretty short too, so that's great for being my last day of this vlog. So maybe I'll be able to finish it. But yeah, this book has been on my TBR for so long. Like I've had it checked out from Kindle Unlimited for months. So I'm glad I'm finally gonna read it. So yeah, I'm interested. I don't particularly like World War II historical fiction because I feel like it's overdone. There's too much of it, but I like this kind of Beauty and the Beast, World War II, male-male romance kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and eat my breakfast. Cheers. And then get to work and start reading Briarly. Still undecided about the hair. So reading update. I'm about 70% through Briarly, and I have to say, so far, I think it's super darling. So far, it's just like super precious, and the main character, like you learn his name about like 50% into the book, but the author still is referring to him as the parson. He's just like so pure of heart. And I know you're like, well, he's a parson, so that makes sense. I'm gonna finish reading it, and then I'll let you know how I feel about it when I'm done. And then I will be listening to my audiobook while trying to finish my cross stitch. So yeah. Today was kind of stressful at work. Today could have been a great wrap-up of a pretty non-stressful work week, but no. I just have to keep reminding myself, you know, like, I get to work from home. I get to work from home. I get to cuss everyone out when I hang up the phone. I don't do that, obviously. I definitely am not cussing out people after I hang up the phone when they're jerks. I'm definitely not doing that. That would be super unprofessional. Okay, I'm gonna go read. Bye. Finished. Briarly by Aster Glenn Gray. It was, like I was saying earlier, it was cute. It was very, it felt like a fairy tale. Like somebody was retelling this fairy tale to you. So it was a fairy tale retelling. But it was cute the way that it was told. The World War II aspect of it was enough. It was fine. The romance was slow, kind of sudden ending, kind of. Like it could have definitely been a little bit longer. Because it was like only 170 pages, so I felt like it was lacking in development a little bit, but like I said earlier, it's just darling. Super adorable. I recommend if you like Beauty and the Beast retellings. If you like short books. This book has absolutely zero like spicy, steamy scenes. It's not that type of book at all, so if you don't like those, then this would be a good romance. Because it was just like pure. So yeah, that is book number 3 finished, but 4th book that I guess 5th book that I started. 5, wow. So yeah, what books do I have left? Because I kind of want to start reading something else. a long time coming. Good morning. Happy Saturday. It is time to wrap up the vlog and wrap up my reading for the week. So I did not end up reading anything last night because I got sucked into the 100. Whoops. So I only read three books total, 1 DNF, and started an audiobook. So that's actually really freaking good for my reading week, considering, you know, I was working a full schedule. So the books that I read, I started off with Promises and Pomegranates. I DNF'd it at 67%. Will I go back to it someday? Probably not. Just to be honest, I don't think I'm going to. It was just really slow and boring to me. I have seen a lot of it on TikTok lately, and I have heard that like the ending is just really good, but I just didn't find it good. And the steamy scenes were meh. And also, like, I don't care really what people are into and like their kinks or whatever. Like, I don't care. But there's a part where she's watching somebody get tortured, and this is, I guess, kind of a spoiler, but not really. She gets turned on by it, and that's just like, no. I get it's fiction, but it's kind of the same thing where it's like, I don't like things like Dexter because it glamorizes a serial killer saying, well, he's killing bad guys, so it's okay. He's still killing people, it's not okay. Anyway, so to me, like, yes, the guy who was being tortured was somebody who had like drugged her, but like the fact that like his chest was literally getting ripped open and she was getting turned on by it, it's disgusting to me. So yeah, not a fan. If you're into that kind of thing, no comment, but I'm not gonna keep reading it. So that's kind of, I don't think that's the point where I stopped, but that was the point where I was just like, and I kept reading because I wanted to finish it for this vlog, but it's not for me. So, which is really disappointing because the cover is gorgeous and I really wanted to like it. The male hero, he's a doctor who's also like an assassin, so he like tortures people and then kills them. He just like wasn't very interesting. Like he didn't have a personality. So yeah, really disappointed. Oh, I did actually read the novella before that as well, so that's another book I read, which was pointless to me. So, meh. And then after that, what did I read? I read A Sacrifice by Katee Robert, which was super fun. A vampire reverse harem romance. I'm pretty sure it's a duology. So fun, super unrealistic. Well, I mean, it's vampires, of course it's unrealistic, but like the solution to the problem was so stupid. But it was still really fun and I enjoyed it. So yeah, that one was a good one. Highly recommend if you like vampire romances or like paranormal romance, because I'm pretty sure that, yeah, there are other like creatures and paranormal creatures in it. Although one of the paranormal creatures that I dislike is a part of the book and will be a part of the next book, but can't please everyone, you know. Then after that I read Zodiac Academy, which also completely ridiculous and just so cheesy, but still really fun. You can tell that the author had a great time writing that book, which I think, you know, it comes out in the story, so that like it's also fun to read. So yeah, really fun. I'm definitely going to continue reading that series. I can't stop thinking about it. I really want to know what happens next, which is very rare for me, so I'm probably going to read that fairly soon. And then the last book that I finished was Briarly, which was the Beauty and the Beast retelling, historical World War II romance with the two male main characters. Super darling, just so not lighthearted obviously, but like just so it made you feel good in the end. And I love that. The Beast part was very interesting, very different from I think any Beauty and the Beast retelling I've ever read, so that was pretty cool. I highly recommend. This book has like 0 steam, spice in it, so if you don't like that type of thing, this would be the perfect book for you. It's also pretty short, so I mean, I highly recommend it. I think it was pretty well done. I will say, like, if you don't like reading about religion in books, don't read this book. There is a lot of religious talk in it, which can be annoying sometimes, but I was able to get past it, so if that's something that doesn't bother you, highly recommend. And then I still have not listened to any more of the audiobook Make It Sweet, but I'm really enjoying it so far. It's super fun. I think I'm gonna love it. I'm definitely gonna finish it. I might read it instead of listening to it, so I can pick up my other audiobook that I'd been listening to before I started this vlog. But yeah, I think it's gonna be so fun. The 2 main characters so far are just like very strong personalities, and I can't wait to see them clash. So fantastic. So of the books that I actually finished, I guess I would say you could call 2 of them romances. So interesting vlog. All of these books are definitely on Kindle Unlimited right now. I don't know if that'll change in the future, but I highly recommend checking them out. I'm gonna do a Kindle Unlimited like recommendation video maybe by the end of the year, or like my favorite Kindle Unlimited reads of the year, just because I've been reading so much in the past few months. It's a great service. I mean, like, I hate supporting Amazon, but like it's so cheap for $10 a month, and I think like somebody said if you wait till like Black Friday, they do like a deal where it's like $50 for a year, which is like a fantastic deal. Okay, and that'll be it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, I didn't finish the cross stitch, but I have the piece almost finished that you can see what it is now, so you can see if your guess was right from the very beginning with the green blob. What did you think it was? It's a cauldron. So snaps to you if you figured that out. If you're interested, I will put that. It's a free pattern, so I'll put the link to it in the description. It says like Witch's Brew, and it's just a fun Halloween cross stitch that I'm doing for a special project that I can't wait to do. So yeah, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are. See you soon.